I want the money. I suppose I just wanna do it. Hey boys and girls, Slim BSC1 again, and I want to be the best there ever was. Oh, my hair. Today I'm going to be eating oatmeal and talking about rap music. And I have my G Fuel as well. Don't do drugs, kids. Drink caffeine. Or do neither. You probably don't need caffeine if you're a kid. You probably have a lot of energy as is. So, Finn, why do you want to talk about rap music? Well, I'm glad you asked, Finn. Also, you might want to see a doctor because you might have multiple personality disorder. I'm just going to say that joke every time. I want to talk about rap music because I know a lot about it. I listen to a lot of rap music.
Have you count money going duffel bag?
I've been listening to a lot of rap music for a while.
Been on Pink Floyd and puffin' Wayne Brady. Damn.
It's 2017. I got into rap in like 2008. And I've been pretty on top of everything new that comes out since then. I want to talk about influencers. Not in the sense that like rappers influence kids to do drugs. More like artists influence other artists to make certain kinds of music. And I was just listening to, no, it wasn't Thank Me Later. What album was that? The first Drake album that he published. What's it called? It was just So Far Gone. That's what it's called. I was listening to it, and I was listening to Thank Me Later, and one of my favorite artists is Travis Scott. And it occurred to me like how heavily 2009 and 2010 Drake influenced the way that Travis Scott sounds. Like it's really interesting. The song topics and the composition is actually like very related. And you might be like, well, song topics, that's very like obviously all rappers just talk about strippers and money and drugs, but that's not really true actually. But like specifically the way that Drake talks about his situation and his like outlook on his situation relates to the way that Travis Scott does. Like specifically in relation to strippers. I know that sounds funny, but there's like a couple songs that Travis Scott has, and it's like they're like emotional, and it's like I feel for them. Like I feel for strippers, and I understand, and I get it, and it's like you just looked at as trash, but I get you, and I wanna help, kind of thing. And that's the way. You get that vibe a lot in 2010 Drake as well with Thank Me Later. They have these songs like that, and like there's like 2 or 3 songs on Travis Scott's Birds in the Trap that they kind of like talk about those kind of concepts. And then the other thing is they both have like these they both have similar vocal effects. Like Travis Scott uses a lot more autotune, I guess, but they kind of put the same effects on their voice, and they have this like sing rap thing that goes between rap and singing. That goes between rapping and singing. It's like R&B and rap at the same time, kind of.
Money in the cars in the clothes.
And then in the production, they often have like drawn out guitar noises, with like effects on them to make them sound different. And Travis Scott has that in like almost every single song. But there's like a couple, like 2 or 3 songs specifically where Drake has that on Thank Me Later. And like if you hear them and then you hear Birds in the Trap or even just Rodeo, you will see the connection there and be like, okay, this is definitely related. Like it's hard to see that they wouldn't be. And I just think it's interesting how a rapper like Drake, that people really don't give him any. I mean, a lot of people just see Drake as like, he's rich, he's famous, everybody knows who Drake is. I don't think he really did anything, but honestly, he influenced a lot of rap, and he did a lot of cool stuff. Like he had a bunch of lyrics ghostwritten for him, right? He didn't do a lot of his own writing. He doesn't really do production, as far as I know. I don't think so. Like people just see him as this guy that just raps, but really, he did do a lot of really interesting stuff. And when you listen to 2009 and 2010 Drake, you can hear his Lil Wayne influence, like,
I just wanna be successful.
heavily. Every time he raps, it sounds like Lil Wayne. It's kind of funny. And it's just weird to think that, like, Lil Wayne was the biggest rapper, like, in 2008 through 2011. Like, he was huge. Now Lil Wayne isn't on anything. Like, the last thing he was on was Truffle Butter, I guess. It, like, got big or whatever. But that song's okay, I guess. I don't know. It's just funny to me. But Lil Wayne's amazing, man. He made a lot of rappers happen. 2 Chainz, Drake, Nicki Minaj. I think Birdman kind of put Young Thug on, but like same conglomerate. Like Birdman is dad to Wayne, and Wayne is father to a bunch of other rappers. So it's just cool. He put a lot. I think Tyga. I think. Don't quote me on that, but he made a lot of rappers into rappers instead of just people who made mixtapes. I mean, Wayne made Drake. Like, people don't even know that. Wayne's like the reason Drake became who he is. And that's really sick to me. Plus, Lil Wayne's a really talented rapper. People think he sucks. And obviously, like, his lyrical content's kind of gross and dirty and, like, yeah, just kind of gross. Like, bordering on, like, pornographic at times. But he has a lot of clever stuff too. People like give Drake credit for like his puns. Like he has a lot of puns in his music, and he always has. But Lil Wayne was doing that first, and Drake kind of piggybacked on it. Like, real G's move in silence like lasagna. That's my favorite one that Lil Wayne says. Because lasagna has 2 G's in it, and they're silent. So like real G's, like real gangsters, move in silence like lasagna. I thought it was really funny. Every time I listen to 6 Foot, 7 Foot, I'm like, that's great. Anyway, yeah, Lil Wayne's talented. And then to expand further on that, like, Drake influenced Travis Scott, right? And then you listen to the new Migos album, Culture, and they have this song called What the Price on there, which is obviously influenced by Travis Scott's sound. And then it's just interesting to see, like, in turn, Migos are copying 2009 Drake. Because he that sound evolved into Travis Scott's sound, and then Travis Scott's sound evolved into what they have on this new Migos song, and then later down the road, you'll probably have, well, actually, not even later down the road. I was going to say later down the road, other rappers are going to be influenced by Migos, but that's not even true. That's just how it is now. Like, every rapper is influenced by them. Their flow is, like, stolen by everybody. Everybody's trying to do the triplets.
Anyways, I'm in the days.
Everybody's trying to have that Atlanta sound. And they say that all the time, and you can hear it. You can hear it in every new rap song that comes out. You're like, that sounds like Migos. People say that, like, there's, like, a bunch of these Atlanta rappers that all sound the same, but really, it's more like Migos are just really original. They have a really unique sound. And then a bunch of other rappers from Atlanta copied them and added their spin on it. Then there's the mumble rapper thing, which I like. Like, I think people... I don't even know, like, where people get that mumble rapper idea. Like, there aren't any mumble rappers. Like, every time somebody gives an example of a mumble rapper, they don't actually mumble. Like, I don't know where you're getting that. Like, I feel like 21 Savage kind of raps, like, more quietly a lot of the time. Like, he's very relaxed on most of the songs. He's like, I don't know, he's just, like, rapping, but he's not going crazy. He's usually, like, fairly monotone and just, like, and I guess to people that sounds like mumbling, but it's really not mumbling at all. He's speaking normally. I don't know. And then Lil Yachty, I don't know where anybody gets that mumble rapping thing from him. He's not mumbling at all. Like, he's straight up yelling and singing all the time. Like, listen to Mesa 97 and tell me that's mumble rapping. Lil Uzi, same thing. I don't know where people get this idea that, like, rappers are mumbling. It's not even happening. Anyway. So that's where we are. And then even, like, it's crazy. Because that whole Migos album, you got a feature from Travis Scott, and then you got a feature from 2 Chainz, right? So, when you think about it, Wayne is the reason that that album sounds the way it is. Because Wayne put because Wayne put 2 Chainz and Drake on, right? So, the Drake sound turns into Travis Scott sound, which turns into Migos sound, right? And then on top of that, they're featuring 2 Chainz, and that feature wouldn't have happened at all if 2 Chainz didn't get big, and Wayne is the reason 2 Chainz got big. Ooh, fresh up the dance. Ooh, yeah, fresh up the bed. So yeah, people think rap is bad. People think rap is just like, they're rapping about having sex with girls, money and drugs, and they don't realize there's actually any depth to the sound itself, the flow, the culture behind it, the influences, what it takes to actually make good sounding rap. You know how hard it is to like invent a new flow, invent a new style of rapping? That's difficult. Young Thug is like amazing to me because he did that like well. Like nobody sounds like Young Thug right now. Nobody. He sounds crazy. Like feels crazy. Anyway, I guess that's about all I gotta say right now. Moral of the story is every rapper influences another rapper. Lil Wayne is amazing, and you shouldn't hate on rap music just because you don't understand it. Oh, yeah, for sure today.
Lose to love, those are tennis games, lady.